another question from Dirty Neat Z. What specifically makes
What does that say?
Dirty Neat Z?
Dirty Neat Z.
I love it, dude.
Yep. What specifically makes you like Eukanuba, and what's your go-to from their line?
That's a great question. So we both are on the same team with that, and I think for us, the biggest thing is that not all dog foods are created equal, and not all dogs are the same. So you've got to find what's going to fit you the best. They've got a lot of different formulas. We found that their puppy food, large breed puppy food for our dogs works great. And then some dogs need different formulas. We got the old man on a different formula, and then the performance dogs, the working dogs on the 30-20. So it's finding what fits best. We've been really happy with it. So
yeah, I agree. I think puppy formula is really strong. Their adult food is on, or I have some dogs on the adult food in my kennel, and then majority's on their 30-20 sporting blend. Why I made the switch and why I like them, I think they're giving back to our community a lot. They're really focusing on bringing value to our community, the gun dog community, the hunting community, the sporting world, and that goes a long way for me. Yep. So someone who cares about youth in the outdoors and making our lives easier and bringing more people into the sport is a positive. So I think, as well as being phenomenal nutrition-wise, they take good care of our industry. So I give back too.
And I also like the fact that they're really open to feedback from people that are feeding them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we've ever got a question about how much we should be feeding, or if somebody's not holding weight the right way, we talk to them and they say, hey, well, this formula might be a better option for you, or have you tried doing this?
Absolutely.
Which getting a hold of somebody at a big company like that isn't always easy. So the fact that they're willing to work with us has been great.
100%. Great question.
So another question from Facebook from Nate Howitt. Do you recommend using an e-collar while puppy is indoors? Was thinking to teach to keep off counters.
Okay.
I'm a heck yeah, buddy.
Heck yeah, buddy. We use collars everywhere. I think that there's a bigger, the way that that's stated is it looks like you're in a correction mindset. And I believe that there's better ways to start with that than just straight, counter braking, if you will. But definitely there's no problem with using e-collars inside. Yeah. Maybe the one thing that you could look at would just be implementing some place training, which is gonna kind of develop a better habit, so.
Yeah, so I would jump in and say, like, even though I said heck yeah, I'm like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Make sure, I'll caveat that with make sure you teach the collar right. You don't just slap it on there and say, I'm gonna fix you right now.
That's the number one problem that we hear. I mean, and that's what gives collars a bad name.
Absolutely.
And people that use them a bad name.
So I should have said it in the beginning. Like, I would be irresponsible to just say that, not say it should be taught properly so the dog understands right and wrong and what that collar means, so it's not a negative tool, it's just a teaching tool. But then I would make that the counter an uncomfortable place for that dog to be. Now, a point Ethan made, is the place training.
Yeah.
That's huge. The dog can't jump on the counters if you're paying attention to it. Exactly. So it either needs to be in a crate, on a place, or under your supervision, so that chewing on things when you don't want them to be, or counter surfing, you're on that. So as soon as a behavior you don't like, you're able to make a correction and then redirect and praise for doing something better.
You can develop good habits that way.
And timing's super important. I don't know how many Facebook videos I see of people videoing their dog up on the counter, stealing food, or literally all the way up on the counter.
They're like, look at this, this is crazy.
Well, you're just reinforcing the fact that your dog got up there, no correction was made, and it's going to be a lot harder to implement that's a bad behavior later.
Yeah.
And then, like Ethan had mentioned, like develop, or maybe one of these guys mentioned, developing like the behaviors that we want. So when your dog is in the kitchen hanging out with you while you're cooking dinner and they're not jumping up on the counter, that's a great time to reward them, praise them. I always give them like a baby carrot or something if that's what I'm cooking, or we have dog treats and say, hey, you're doing something right, sitting, hanging out, not getting on the counters, that's when you're going to get rewarded.
You got to be able to incorporate all of that. There's correction when stuff's done wrong, and there's praise of some sort, whether it be food or good boy or whatever, when they're doing it right, so that they can figure out what's right, what's wrong. Now that we've mentioned you need to introduce the collar properly, but to answer the question, heck yeah. Woo!
Get it.
So next question. This is definitely for Bob. from Wamelo88. Where is the staff?
Yeah, Bob, where is the staff? Oh, that's the staff.
It's a dirty mustache. So if you haven't followed me or don't follow me, that I understand. It's at Lone Duck, by the way, on Instagram. I have a mustache periodically, and it has created its own little persona on social media. People love it, and it's so dirty, you can't help but love it. And truthfully, where it is it's in a sink or trash can somewhere in New York. So
I've got a question then. Have you ever had the opportunity to say, who's ready for a mustache ride?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
probably daily, 100%.
And we digress. Next question.
Definitely digress. Moving on. So this one is from Mark W. Cross 7. First off, tell Bob hello from me. Hello. I'm sure this question will help people out. How do you maintain eye contact on retrieve delivery?
Excellent. I've got an answer to this too, but I want to hear what you got to say, buddy.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
So what's up, buddy? How are you? I think that eye contact for certain trainers is huge, and I there's value in it when I'm giving hand signals. I want that dog to trust me and look at me and focus on me so I can cast. But when they're bringing a bird back to me, after force fetching their a finished product.
Sure.
Here he'll sit. Good. Let's go. Pick up another one.
Yep.
So I'm not looking for them to stare at me as they're coming in to hear, heel, and sit.
Yep.
I'm just looking for them to be so conditioned and habit formed that it's right into my side, sit nicely, no chomping, no rolling, no dropping. Just nice, calm, here, heel, sit, baby. Yep. So I'm not worried about eye contact.
I couldn't agree more. Now, in this situation, I've even had the exact opposite effect of I've had dogs that have too much eye contact, and it pisses me off because the dog wants to swing around and sit and look at me with it. And I'm like, no, bro, you're supposed to be healing. And if you're healing, then you're ready to be sent for the next bird.
Sure.
Or you're in a healing position where you're, for that advanced level of stuff, you're under control because you're here. And that's huge when you get into those tests or whatever. If they're lollygagging and jumping around, it's different. But if you're at heel already, you take that bird, they're still at heel, and that's where they're supposed to stay. So
absolutely,
that extra eye contact coming back is more of an issue for me personally. It sounds like doesn't really matter one way or the other, but you'd rather just be ready for the next bird.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Great question.
Yeah, it's a cool question.
Next question, and probably our last question for today, because we don't want to take up too much time. We got stuff to do at SHOT Show. From Caldwell Smith. I know every dog is different, but based on your experience, how long would you say it takes to correct the dog from being gun shy?
Ooh, this is a great last question because it is going to take a little bit.
Do you want to go or you want me to?
You're the guest, buddy. You can start this one off. So and then I'll tell you.
I'm reminded by this. I had a client, she was actually short hair. He's the nicest man in the world. He's a pediatrician, and he has this 5-year-old dog that's gun shy.
Okay.
It's a German Shorthair, but he really wants to hunt. He loves shooting sporting clays and loves to go to the preserve, and he can't take his dog because she's gun shy.
Yeah.
So he brings her out, and I'm just looking at what she's doing. I'm saying she just doesn't know what she's doing. She's not gun shy. She's just lacked confidence, right?
Okay.
So all I did in that situation was hyped prey drive, taught her her role, her job.
Yep.
And now she's locking up on point and chasing birds. I'm letting her chase. She's screaming across the field. I don't even care. You know, come back in 5 minutes because she's just having fun. And then all of a sudden, bloop, I shoot a 22 or 209 primer, right?
Yep.
And she's far away and hauling butt.
Doesn't care anymore.
No, and then we move it in and move it in, move it in, and slowly but surely, her natural instinct, prey drive, and confidence in her job, that was it. Like, I didn't have to do anything different. Exactly. If you have a straight up, scared to death, runs underneath the truck, runs back to the house, will not work, gun shy dog, my solution would be similar to what I did with Grace there. You're super far away. I would completely eliminate guns for a very long time, and I'd build all that drive, all that confidence, and then I would have the gun present, and I would, carry it around, and I would have it become a non-issue, and then I would start very far away with just your 209, and just read that dog's body language, build drive, build intensity, build confidence, and slowly, and watch that dog's body language.
Absolutely. I think that he hit the nail on the head, and the biggest things that I want to reiterate on is that gunfire doesn't fix gun shyness. Building prey drive and desire fixes it, because all we need to do is for the dog to not pay attention. And that's key when we're doing even just our gunfire introductions, is if the dog pays attention at all, we need to slow that down. Our goal is that they're focused on a task, and we have to build drive for that task, which is usually with bird dogs, bird related.
Yep.
I've had some instances where we've been able to work something more food drive related.
Or bumper related, retrieve
bumper
related.
Or bumper related, yep. But it's something that dog really wants to work for. If they don't have anything they want to work for, we've got to find something first and develop something that becomes high drive and desire to do that task.
Absolutely.
Once you get to that point, the rest is all downhill. But don't push it. And again, gunfire does not fix gun sensitivity or gun shyness issues.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have a video on gun introduction on your YouTube
We have a
channel.
couple of gunfire introductions. I saw on your YouTube channel, you've got a great video on gunfire introductions.
Yeah, so some short hairs or pointers, they don't have that same retrieve drive that we have.
Yep.
So it would be more pointing and letting them chase that bird versus like bumpers. So mine's more bumper related and his YouTube would be more pointing related. So there's options for you, if you, depending on your dog, of how to introduce it
properly. But definitely once that sensitivity issue's there, you have to reevaluate and approach it slowly and differently. But every dog, especially depending on the level of sensitivity, if you have a dog that is scared to death because potentially it went somewhere else and wasn't handled properly, or you didn't handle the situation properly, you kept trying to hunt over the dog and it just got worse and worse, those sensitivity issues are going to be much more ingrained than, oh, I went out one time, I saw something I thought looked a little sketchy, a little gun sensitive, and I stopped completely and started over. That's going to be usually an easier fix, a shorter term fix, but definitely you have to just read the dog and read the situation, and can't stress enough, you can't push a dog through it. If they are hesitant and not confident in what they're doing, you can't just be like, well, we're going to do this until you are confident. That doesn't exactly work. You have to let them build their confidence at their own rate.
And that's the last point that I was going to throw out there is, when you see sensitivity, don't continue to push it, seek additional help. The more that you compound that problem, the harder and the longer it's going to take to fix it. So, anything else to add?
Can't have a gun dog if they're afraid of guns.
I like it. Hey guys, thanks everybody for watching. We want to thank Bob for being on the show today.
We don't really know what we're calling it yet.
YAWA. Guys, check out his Instagram channel page. Check out his Insta. Check out his YouTube channel. And then be prepared.
Check out his podcast too.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, you got the podcast. I've been on there. It's a really sweet deal. They're doing that weekly. Yep, every Wednesday or so. It's a new one. It's called Lone Duck's Gun Dog Chronicles, and we're at Lone Duck on Instagram. That's kind of where we're most, I don't know. I'm using prevalent. I use it the most, so check me out.
I like it.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for watching. And if you have anything else, we'll be here next week.
Yep, we'll be
YAWA.
Thanks guys.